Hi, everybody. How are you doing? I'm Dr. Gail, and here's Mary from Earth and Star Spiritual Wellness Center. Thanks, Mary, for joining us as always. And yeah, Mary, what's going on with you these days? We're going to talk about a few things. You know what we could do? We could reminisce a little bit about our journey on this, how we started. Yes, if anybody was with us in the beginning, we were doing it on my phone, and I couldn't even read the questions, and Mary was going up there reading them, and we've come a long way since then, since those days. But
It's quite the journey together, yes.
yes, I think we've done the YouTube journey from the very beginning together.
And the funny thing is that we get all different types of people when you and I come together.
Right.
Because even though we work together on a lot of the same things, I feel like from the outside, people see very different aspects from us. I'm more into healing and shamanism, whereas you're very astral and galactic, and people see that. So there have been some people who come to me who are like, I don't even know what that alien stuff is. Why do you do that with why do you do those collaborations? And I was like, because this is part of the work. Don't worry. You're going to get an alien sometime soon, I promise. And then there's the other people who don't believe in anything that I do, but then they ask me, what about that alien woman you work with? I want to talk to her. So we get very different.
Yeah, we do, and it's very true because, like, probably the people you get are ones who've been spiritual, who have been in the metaphysical world. But those kind of people, not necessarily are talking about extraterrestrials or aliens or anything, but somebody who doesn't know anything has heard about aliens and extraterrestrials, and if they've had something that has piqued in their minds, like being seen Star Trek, Star Wars, or whatever, then that's what they're asking. So I do get a lot of people who don't know anything. And I do think that's probably why I was chosen, because my journey was the same way. In the very beginning, I didn't know anything. 5 years ago, I didn't know anything. And so I'm able to relate to those people easily. Whereas somebody who's had a lifetime journey with it, they can't quite go back there and not know a lot of the definitions, whereas I can identify with that.
Absolutely. And I started out like that. In the beginning, I would say that I didn't believe in aliens. And it was actually my husband back before we got married, 12 years ago, we were dating, and we were sitting outside with a bottle of wine in the evening, and the conversation came up, and I was like, I don't believe in aliens. And he was like, why not? What makes you think that they wouldn't exist? And he made me question my entire life. And I was like, what if they do exist? Why do I think that I'm the only life form that exists here? And so I had this big existential thing, and actually ended up being visited by aliens years later. But now he's like, well, I don't think they exist. I just wanted you to not know something for sure, because all beliefs are limiting, right? So he was questioning me, not the existence of aliens, apparently, but I digress.
Yeah. And Teresa's saying I walk both paths, experiencer and shamanic apprentice. They mesh nicely. Yes, they do. I think they do mesh nicely, Teresa. Because for me, I've meshed a lot of that myself, and haven't taken lessons. It's just more things that have obviously I've had in different lifetimes that occur, that happen. I go, oh, I do know this. I do know how to do this.
Mm-hmm. And there's so much more to it, because once you get past the levels of healing your past and even your past lives, and you're looking into how to be of service to the universe, you're probably going to start looking into aliens, or aliens are going to start coming to you in some way, because they're of different dimensional frequencies that raise the vibration here on Earth. And so they come and they work with us, and they help us in some ways or bring us messages. And we've had past lives on alien planets. We're all hybrids.
Yes, definitely. Here's Linda saying, I don't remember a time when I didn't think they existed. I agree with you, because even though I was in the metaphysical world, there was never a time I didn't think aliens or extraterrestrials existed. I always thought they were around. I always thought there was something to that. Let me say hello to these people that are coming in. And I'm going way back up here to the top. Hey, Millie, thanks for being here. I see you got a 333 and a halfway hour early. Thanks for being here. Hey, White Dragon, thanks for being here. And Lauren, thanks. Good to see you. Suzanne, thanks for being here. Hey, Chris, I have got you started. I think that might be a question, but I'll look at that in just a minute. Hey, Northern Lights, I bet that's a pretty name. Let's see who else is here. And of course, there's Linda. Hey, Linda, thanks for being here. Thanks for joining us today. Hey, Emmy J and Teresa. Hey, Son of Watt. Hey, Hypnicity. Hey, Bernadette. Hey, Fate Cole. Let's see who else has joined us. Oh, everybody's coming in. I can see you. Hey, Barbara. Thanks for being here this afternoon. And let's see who else is here. Y'all all saying hello to each other. And if I missed anybody, I didn't mean to miss you, but thanks for everybody for joining us this afternoon. We don't have a real show plan. We've been talking about everything else about what we're going to do on the show. So y'all can put in questions and capitalize it, and then we will see what we can do about answering some of those. Hey, Danny Shea, thanks. Hey, you missed me? Yes, we have missed you. Thanks for being here, Danny. Of course, we always miss you. Whenever you're not around, we always miss you, Danny. So anyway, so we'll go ahead. Mary, what's new with you? What are you working on today or these days?
Yeah, I've really fallen into my pattern of doing what we do. You know, we have my healing sessions that I do Tuesday through Friday. And then I'm also doing spiritual teachings that come out on Sundays. So there are, one Sunday a month is going to be like my special channeled word. And the other Sundays are the segment Get Metaphysical with Mary, where we just have metaphysical conversations with other healers around the world. And whatever comes up, because the more we know, the more we grow and the more we connect and the more we shine. So we also have our Thursday message, which is a collective climate reading that we're doing. And our latest thing that I have not advertised yet, so this is the first place you'll get to hear it, is our psychic mediumship course called The Sacred Channel.
The Sacred what?
The Sacred Channel. It's very focused on opening your channel. This is a psychic mediumship channeling course. So while any new clairs to report?
Well, White Dragon, Mary, any new clairs to report? Yeah, I don't know. Mary has all the clairs, and so do I. So there's no new ones to report. Are there? You're sitting there looking at.
Maybe I have more.
Maybe there's some that we don't know about, but yeah, White Dragon, I know Mary has every clair there is, and along with me that has popped up at one time or another. But go ahead, Mary, tell us.
There's an alien clair there now.
Well, that's a thought.
I'm gonna look into that, White Dragon. Thanks. I
That
mean,
that would be your third eye or your crown connecting to an alien.
I don't know. I feel like it might be in the back of my throat. What would that do?
Well, that's a good idea. It's not the back of your throat. It is the ultra major chakra that is directly related to, I think, the pineal gland. If Patricia comes in here, she can tell us more about that, but I think that's what it is. But there's one that goes right at the base of your skull, and it's actually where I go in to remove implants. And it is I think it's ultra major chakra. And I think that's directly connected to the pineal gland, which that would make sense. That's how you feel it's connected.
So what I'm hearing is I have an alien clair. It's called the Mouth of God.
Yes, thank you, Millie. And what is the other name for it? I think that's the thing you call it, but isn't it called an ultra major, like ULTA major, something like that? I see it is in like a fuchsia color, but not everybody sees it in that color. I see it in like this color, that chakra. So, but that I don't think everybody does. That's just how mine looks.
I had to do a double take because I thought you were holding up a vibrator. And I was like, what is she doing?
Well, that would be a little bitty one.
Very small, but they have bullets. We're going to keep moving on. So the psychic mediumship course called the Sacred Channel. And basically this is a pre-recorded course because I know there's a lot of psychic mediumship courses out there where there's groups of people and we get together all the time, once, twice a week. And this goes on for long periods of time. But through working with many, many clients over the last decade, the thing that I have found between teaching students and working with clients in my own personal practice is that most of the Alta Major is that most of
that's what it's called.
Anything having to do with opening, your psychic abilities really just has to do with clearing and strengthening your channel. Mm-hmm. And then everything else comes. So I really simplified it in a way that says, this is how you do it. These are the things that you need to practice. Now practice. And so this is a pre-recorded course that once it's paid for, they just get an email with the videos for the course to work on at their own pace, to do the practice work. And we have created 5 mini workshops that go along with that main course that you can choose to take if you want to or not. So we have the breathwork mini workshop, which is how you clear your channel. There is a journey work mini workshop, a divination tools workshop, a scrying workshop, and a table tipping workshop. And so 2 of these are mental mediumships, which is like what me and Dr. Gail do on the channel, where we answer questions using our clairs. And then there's 2 physical mediumship workshops, which is more like going into trance and the communication that happens then.
Okay, that sounds good. But here's Millie. She's been into looked it up. The mouth of God chakra, also known as the Alta Major chakra or Zeal Point chakra. I hadn't heard that one. Is a spiritual energy center located at the base of the skull where the head meets the spine. Yes. That part I knew, but I think that was the one that's directly connected to the pineal gland also. I think that's what it is. But anyway, so we've got our education on.
Oh my gosh. So put Lee up there, the KLB 3216, one of the last ones. I'm going to put him on blast. So he recommends the table tipping workshop because he's in it. So in the workshop, it's just a mini workshop. So this video is 1 hour and 11 minutes long. But at the end of it, we do a recorded table tipping session, which is basically the original seance. And so we're all sitting around the table talking to a couple of different spirits. And
no, I'm just laughing because I talked to Meg this morning about the results of that.
Yes, because we happened to be in her business when we did it. So we talked to the ghost that lives in her business, and I gave her the video. So she had the information about it.
Yeah, she was telling me about it today, and I was going, oh, okay. Hey, Gina, thanks for being here. But that's interesting. So on the table tipping, then why is it named table tipping?
Because the table literally tips. So when we think of the original seance, it was designed, everyone puts the palms of their hands on the table. You ask spirit questions, and I mean, it depends on your particular rules because everyone's a little different, but the table can tip for a yes or stay still for a no. In our particular instance, what ended up happening was the table would move a little bit for a yes or stay still for a no. And the longer you sit in that circle of people, the higher the energy goes. So towards the end of the session, the spirit wasn't even talking to us through the table anymore with yes or no. It was just walking the table and shaking the table. It was just continuous movement of the table. Lee ended up turning on a Spirit Box app so that we could talk to it through the app because that table was just constant. It was just walking and shaking and rocking.
What kind of questions were you asking it?
The questions that spirit really liked happened to be about the house because that spirit was really attached to the house and its job in the house. And anytime we talked about helping it or moving it and crossing it over, the energy would go completely still. So Right. But if we asked, like, what's your attachment to the house? What do you do? The table would start moving again. So it felt happy. It was an excited spirit because it liked its job.
That's interesting. Anything else, Mary? That sounds like a lot. You got a lot planned.
Yeah. So, those courses are out at earthandstarwellness.com under certification courses. If you guys are interested in that, we'll have more coming out, but I'm not committing myself to those right this second because in November, I will be presenting at Susan Lynn's next conference. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to start dedicating my energy to that space before my next retreat in 2026. But no details will be given on that yet.
Danny's saying anything on tipping cows, please say no.
Danny, don't ask dumb questions if you don't want dumb answers. Now I know how.
And Bernadette, yes, we are taking questions if you put it all in caps. Oh, thanks, Millie, for saying that for me, telling Bernadette. Yes, we do have a few questions already starred, and but anyway. So, anything else, Mary?
I think that was plenty. That was good.
Okay. All right. Well, let me go over here to the questions and see what we have. And it looks like the first one I have is Chris. Hello, Dr. Gail. What species of ET gave me an implant and did a procedure on me a few weeks ago? Thank you kindly. Okay, Chris. Well, let's see here. I feel like it's the Grays that did that. But let me check to make sure. Hey, Damaris. Let me start that question. Hey, Aaron. Teresa. Teresa's answering Danny, why is a three-legged cow better than a four-legged cow? It leans beef.
It's lean beef. Oh.
Yes. So, okay. All right, Chris, I feel like it's the Grays. Yes, it is the Grays that gave you, and it's probably the Gray hybrids. It's the Gray hybrids that gave you the implant and did the procedure on you. So let me see what this question is. Hello, Dr. What species of ET gave me an implant? It was the Gray hybrids and did a procedure on me a few weeks ago. So it was the Gray hybrids that did that. You were up, I feel like you were on the Astro Medical one, and I'm getting a yes on that, that you were getting procedure, an implant procedure that you also were getting something else done. And I feel like it was GYN related, whatever that was. I wonder if that was an implantation also. And I'm getting a yes, it was. So I think you might be, Chris, one that they have chosen to produce some Gray hybrid children. I hope that doesn't scare you. Mary, what do you have?
I was sitting with this energy because, you're better at the names and the species and all that stuff. So I was just letting you do your thing. But when I was sitting with it, it didn't feel like Chris's energy was quite in alignment with their ultimate destiny or purpose yet.
Yeah, right. That's the word I was going to use. Yet.
But it's like, but they're on the path because they're getting these upgrades, they're getting these procedures, they're getting these healings, and it's like all working towards something. And then you were like, I think this is working towards having alien hybrid babies. Does everyone know what you're planning to write?
No. Okay. No. We were talking about my second book will be out soon. And everybody knows I'm going to have to market my book as How I Learned to Fly a Spaceship is my first book that I wrote. My second one will be out hopefully before the end of the year is How I Met an Alien. And I have a third and fourth book coming out. And we were talking about, I'm not sure which order it's going to be in, but we were talking about one of them. It's Top Secret Jewish.
I think that is something, not the book, which that's super cute, by the way. How I Learned to Fly My Spaceship. That's adorable. But I think that there's something towards, there's something more, I think, for Chris to know knowledge-wise about aliens and how they come to people. hybrid children, things like that, because I even put this card back in the deck, shuffled it, and pulled the same one again. And so there's something to that that feels a little unknown, but just know that, well, you don't have to go through like the birth pains.
Also, Chris, when you're going on the spaceship, you're not usually that age. You're usually, it's your light body that goes, and usually goes on the spaceship, and I can almost guarantee you're in your 30s or 20s or late 20s, somewhere around there. That seems like the age that they like. But you're not your Earth age when you're going up to the spaceship. Go ahead, Mary. Does that make sense?
Yeah, and that's what I was going to say, is that it just feels like everything's aligning towards a higher purpose, and you don't have to necessarily do anything about that right now or try to work hard or lean towards anything. Everything's just kind of happening to get you into this alignment space, but you are going to be serving a higher purpose in the future. And I think that that's just that they're setting the preparation and the foundation for you to know that right now.
Yeah, they're gonna walk you through it. They're gonna be gentle, Chris. So, okay. Anything else, Mary?
Gentle childbirthing.
Well, no, with her purpose and everything, not just the childbirth, because there's more to it than just that. But they're going to be gentle leading into her purpose. Okay, Teresa. Greetings, Galactic Tribe. Please remember to like and subscribe. Thank you, Teresa. Be sure to like and subscribe to both channels. We're simulcasting, so if you would go and subscribe to Mary's Earth and Star channel and mine, Dr. Gail-Skywalking with Moon, we would appreciate it. Thanks, Teresa. Okay, Linda, what does it feel like to walk through a wall? Well, I don't know how to describe what feels like. I didn't feel anything. You just, like the wall's nothing, and you walk through it and you're on the other side. For me, I started doing that probably when I was about age 7, 8, when they were teaching me how to do that. And they had different thicknesses of walls. And I think there was 3 or 4 of us that about the same age that were walking through it. And all of a sudden, we would drop off. And finally, I was the only one that made it through the last wall, and nobody was around me. But I didn't have any kind of feel to it. Just more shocked that I was on the other side. Linda, are you walking through walls? Are you feeling anything with it? Oh, Jennifer, my book's on the way. Good. So anyway, so Linda, do you realize that you're walking through walls? No, you don't. Okay. So I don't have any feeling when I'm walking through walls, because I would say I'm just more shocked that I did it, that I'm on the other side of the wall. Where is everybody? How did I do that myself? So, but the feeling of it, I don't feel it. I don't feel anything different. Mary, do you walk through walls?
I consciously don't think I walk through walls, not through, like in this particular instance, journey work or anything, because anytime I go straight into talking with the aliens, I'm in a completely different realm. Right. I will say, however, that in rounds of meditation in circles with a group where you can get really high vibes, I have felt what it feels like to fall through a floor.
Oh, well, that's the same thing.
And that felt weird. I will say it felt like just sinking in. It's like having a light feeling, but then sinking into things, almost like this.
Well, it might be the difference is I'm purposely walking through the walls, and you're not choosing to go through the floor. It's just happening. That might be
happening.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that might be the difference on how it feels. But so maybe Linda needs to hear that, how it felt for you. It's just like you were out of control, maybe?
It felt not in a bad way, because I was in meditation. I'd been in meditation for about an hour at this point. It just felt like being light and then just falling through like viscous liquid. It wasn't scary. It just was, because my awareness was still here in the 3D. Like I had the awareness of what was happening. It was just very interesting. It was cool. I'd say it feels cool.
Okay. There you go, Linda. Okay, who's next? Okay, scroll, work. Okay, Teresa's saying she's been especially emotional, crying a lot today. Any insight, ladies? Here, you go ahead and take this one. Got any insight in that? I mean, it's pretty easy to talk about the energy coming in, but hopefully I can do better than that. So, Mary, what about you?
No, I got the new beginnings card.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And girl, same. Like the last 3 days, today's Wednesday. Yeah, since Monday, it has felt like we're going through this cycle of collective grieving, processing, releasing. It feels like we're all kind of going through these cycles. So Monday was when I was having this, I just feel like I want to cry and I don't know why kind of thing. Whereas today, it kind of feels like it's in the middle of this shift where half of my body has a lot of energy and the other half is like, I just want to go back to bed. And I don't know what to do with that. Like, what do you do when that's in your body? So it's just,
could be that you're getting ready to go on a date. That's why you want to go back to bed.
Girl, don't get me started.
Yes. Called alien dating, but
projection.
But yeah, I feel like the energy is more this time. What's coming through us is the morning of the release. We have been going through these releases and get rid of these things, but I think the releases have become larger, things that we're letting go more, that we're becoming aware of. So we're going through a lot of mourning about doing those kind of releases. That's the feeling I get.
Well, if you think about everything going on in the world, there's more for us right now collectively that we're absorbing that has to be grieved and then released. And that's just part of the process. So I say just give it to Pachamama. Just give it to Mother Earth. She knows what to do with it. This is just part of the process.
Yeah. Poor little Pachamama gets all our baggage.
She knows what to do with it.
Yes, she does. She does. Okay, let's see who's next. It looks like it's Suzanne's next. Can I please have a message from my galactic guides? Thank you. Go ahead and take that, Mary. I'm going to pull my card out.
I feel like, Suzanne, there is some sort of opportunity coming your way. Now, I don't know if this is something you know about or if it's a surprise, but it feels like there's something big, something exciting, something pop, 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 like I'm seeing like fireworks or explosions. There's something coming in your future that just feels exciting. Now, keep in mind, this doesn't have to be something huge because we're humans and we get excited over, having burgers for dinner and stuff like that. But it just feels like there's something for you to learn that you are in the future.
This is I remember.
Mm-hmm.
She's remembering saying the soul plan, the fated life versus the destiny life, which is kind of what you're going down that road talking about.
And I pulled that fate card again.
Yeah.
So yeah, it does feel like a becoming in the future and pulling away from the fate path and into remembering who you are, what you're capable of, your clairs, your abilities, and stepping forward in that beautiful way.
And hearing Suzanne in my head going, which Claire? What's coming in my future? I can hear her saying that. I don't know if that's true, Suzanne, but all of a sudden that's what I was getting in my head, that you're asking those questions, that you're needing some guidance on that. But I don't know if can you get into that detail, Mary, about what she should be looking for? Because I feel like she asked that question, and I could be totally wrong, Suzanne. Just let me know if I'm off base, if you already know what you're going to be doing.
As far as like the clairs go, now I'm not sure what that looks like for this person, as far as what she does with this stuff or what that destiny space is or remembering who she is. But as far as the clairs that are lighting up right now, there's actually 3, and that's the heart, the throat, and the third eye. Like all 3 of those right now are lighting up as becoming more expansive, more open, greater visions, greater knowings and understandings, more peace. So there's more interconnectedness and community. So if these are any of the things that you've been secretly praying for or wishing for, this is part of your path in the future.
Okay, I feel, and again, Suzanne, let me know if this is true. I feel like she's struggling to open up the heart. Anything that she can do to speed up that process, because I feel like that might be a struggle for her. And as soon as she does accomplish that, then the whole world's going to open up for her.
Now, normally when I'm asked this question, the generalized answer has something to do with gratefulness, love, yada, yada, yada. What I'm hearing for Suzanne specifically is that I feel like this has to do with community connections, feeling supported, feeling like people have her back, being with like-minded individuals, being able to connect it. And maybe not just virtually, although virtually is a good way to do that because we have communities like this.
Right.
But it just feels like there's this desire for support.
There you go, Suzanne. How are you feeling about that? Ding, 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 she's saying. So, okay. Well, Suzanne, so I think reach out more to other people and see what you can do with that. Where would she go? Maybe, how about, I don't know if you have gotten involved in a metaphysical store in your town, but that might be a good place to start. Take some courses with people in a group. Mary, you're thinking.
I am, because when I connect in with that, the guides are doing this thing that they do when they know the answer, but they also know that it's part of someone's karmic path to try to figure out that answer, which means that Suzanne, if we're talking about connecting in this way, especially in person, this is probably something she's had difficulty with in the past. And by the time she feels that support, there's some sort of journey that will have happened from point A to point B. It's part of a karmic path. So this is something that you just need to explore, feel what feels wrong for you and feel what feels right for you, and keep moving forward in an empowered way, to make sure you offer to others the thing that you're looking for yourself. And so you realize that you have that. This could be traveling to workshops or retreats or events and receiving in those arenas.
I agree with that, because that would be the retreats and everything, because when you walk into a group, even if you don't know anybody, everybody's there for the same reason most of the time. So you have that connection right in the very beginning. She said she has had many experiences, but she feels stuck. And so anyway, Suzanne, it might be just like Mary's saying, you need to reach out, and maybe it is going to classes, but any class, any seminar, anything like that, you are automatically accepted when you walk in, is how I feel, because you are there as like-minded people.
I want to add one more little thing to that. And it's because, again, I put that card back into the deck, shuffled it, pulled the same card back out. This has happened like 3 times today. So your guides are ratting on you guys, honestly. But it feels like because of your previous comment and then me pulling this card again, she says that she finds it difficult to reach out because she's not confident enough. Mm-hmm. This may be the thing. This may be the reason why finding that support in that community is your karmic journey, because it's really more, even though that's the thing you're longing for, that's pulling you along your path. It's really about your ability to heal that low confidence and find the magic within yourself, not just within a group. That's like the end goal. But healing that confidence, I think, is going to be the thing that helps you along the way.
Right. Okay. There you go, Suzanne. All right. Let's see who's next. All right. Hypnicity. I've been clicking a lot. It's just light language. Well, what kind of clicking? and the reason I'm asking that, hypnicity, because the first thing I saw when you said clicking was your knees and your back popping, those kind of things.
You are wrong for that, Gail.
immediately didn't connect to. It could be that you're clicking with your tongue and talking to, like a mantis being or some kind of insectoid. But that's the first thing I saw. But anyway, Mary, what do you have? Because usually when I'm thinking clicking noises, I'm thinking it's an insectoid and very likely a mantis being. And when mantis beings usually show up, they're getting ready to ask you to do something, or they're actually getting ready to do some kind of procedure, because they do a lot of medical procedures also. So you go for it. Since I heard the clicking noise.
I'm looking to see if I have this in my metaphysical book, and I do, because the two cards I pulled around that were these two. And so this shows me that this is a positive thing, and this shows me that it's an alien communication of some sort, possibly dragon or insectoid, something that's not furry and mammal. Yeah. So I agree with.
She says it seems to attract birds, and it's a tongue click.
Birds.
Well, so I haven't heard I know it's the blue avians are the only ones I know that are bird-like, and I've not heard them do clicking, but it doesn't mean that you're not connecting with clicking, because, the squirrels especially, they do a lot of clicking when you're out in, because they do, I'm not sure if they do as much clicking here in the East Coast, but they did in Mount Shasta. The squirrels did a lot of clicking on as a warning to everybody, which I didn't know what that noise was at first. And she is an energy healer.
What I'm getting is that this is also a level up. So that might be why it's attracting birds, because it's like this high air kind of energy. And when I looked this up in my metaphysical book, I was guided specifically to this passage, which says, you feel like your energy is blocked or obstructed in some way, zapping your vitality. And so that's when these mantis beings come, is when we need that removal of the blockage, higher vitality, those sorts of things. So we want to be able to break out of routine and business type scenarios or mindsets. So have more play work balance. And that's going to help you develop like your connection with nature on a higher level and remove your blockages so you can get that true level up experience.
Yeah, whenever they're getting ready to ask me to do something new or different, it's the mantis being that always shows up to present it to me and to get me to say yes. It's always a mantis being.
Suzanne asked why she would get clicking in her throat. Like, are you clicking in your throat, Suzanne? Is that what I'm understanding?
Yeah. We can answer that question, but we have already answered a question for Suzanne. But go ahead.
I don't know the answer to that question. I don't even know if she's actually clicking in her throat, or if that was like just a question about this question, like a question about clicking in general.
Okay. She's saying yes.
Well, I do feel like this is one of the places that's trying to open up for you. So apply the same answer from hypnicity to what's happening with you, like removal of blockages, connect with nature, play more, those sorts of things, and just kind of let it ride out as you go through your level up.
Okay. So there you go. Because I really don't know why you're having clicking in your throat. And I'm going more medical than I am metaphysical on that. That's why I'm thinking that, let's see if this is a medical thing. I'm getting it's more of a medical thing than a medical, metaphysical thing. Does that sound right? So, but anyway.
You said you're old, your back's creaking, your knees are squeaking.
Well, also, I'm wondering if she's having some issues swallowing. Is kind of what I'm getting. Also, if that's going along with it. Okay, let's see who's next. Whoop, what did I just do? I just lost my whole chat.
I'm in control now.
Somehow I moved it over. Holy crap. There we go. I found it again. but I made us little teeny little people. Oh my.
I still look fairly normal on my end.
Okay. Good.
Your screen.
Okay, let me see if I can find these questions now. Oh, it keeps doing that. Okay. I've hit a wrong button is what I have done, and I can't get rid of it. And so every time I see a question and star it goes, let's see if I can see comments. It goes back to hiding it. Okay, I'm gonna pull up the right dragon because that's the only one I see right now. And I know I must miss somebody, but that's all I can get to at the moment.
You had a question up.
I did. What was it?
Let me find it. Let me see if I can see it on my end. Basically, someone was asking if they were having issues with their cats, if they could pray to their Lyran guides. I didn't read the full question. I just noticed it was up.
Oh, that's next. Well, I've got a cat's one next on Northern Lights. Is that
yeah, that was the one that was up.
Okay. Well, then okay. So we're going to do White Dragon first, and it's like Mary, any nuclears. We already talked about that one. So okay, we'll move to the next one. Okay. If my cats are sick, can I pray to my Lyran family and ask them to heal my cats? Or should praying for their healing be directed to a source God and the angels and not ETs? Well, that's a good answer. For me, I use the angel, which is it Ariel that's for animals? That I think it's Ariel that's animals. That anytime I have an issue with one of my animals, Ariel shows up, and it's usually not. I'm not real happy to see Ariel because it means it's something serious. But I think it's Ariel does the animals, and that's who I go to. But I don't see why you can't go to any of the source that might help you with it. I mean, cats, I think the Lyrans would be interested in that. But as I said, I tend to go to an angel, which is Ariel, that is over the angels. What do you do, Mary?
I think it just depends on the vibration. So whatever brings you joy. For instance, like obviously source energy is the energy of all things that exist. But then the angels or the rays are pure forms of those different faces that exist within the source, which is why Ariel is like something we look to specifically for animals, or Uriel specifically for knowledge and inspiration. Things like that. So if you feel connected to the Lyran family for this, I don't think that that's wrong to do. We're all technically one at our core. So it almost feels like there's a resistance inside that could be pre-programmed by society. Like, oh, well, it's bad to send energy or pray to this one thing when you should be praying somewhere else. But what I'm really picking up on is that there's so many different avenues that we haven't even discovered all of yet of how to source high vibrations and energy from other spaces. So do what brings you joy, do whatever feels right in the moment, and let the archetypes and rays and angels help with the things that they're specifically born to help with.
Okay. All right, Mary, you pick the next question because mine is stuck, and this will be our last question. Mary's needing to get out of here to go pick up her children.
I don't even know where we're at. Okay.
Well, we're on Northern Lights, the cats, and that's at time 4:09.
I don't even know where that is. I have to travel.
Just pick a question then. Just pick any.
She said, shut up and just pick one.
Yes. Sometimes, whenever I get loose control of the starred ones, I just like, okay, I'm just going to the end and start there.
Well, White Dragon wants to know if I've ever time traveled. The answer is absolutely yes. But the question I want to actually focus on, because I see it a couple of different places here. I see it starred further up somewhere, but then Leah also says something similar, which is my heart is breaking and I don't like how hard this is, but I have no understanding of why. And someone up here had also talked about grieving, feeling, suffering for beings. And that's something that we talked about earlier, is that with the new beginnings right now, a lot of people are feeling grief energy right now, and how we're processing that because we're about to start a new beginning. And so with the last two cards that I have, I feel like anyone who's heartbroken or feels that grief energy or that suffering energy right now, in order to kind of move that out, because that's what we want to do. We want to be able to feel that for those who can't feel it right now and process it out so that we can feel that joy again. It's time to like go through a little detox, and detox in a non-traditional sense for me. I'm talking detox like maybe you take a day off and make yourself do nothing. Maybe you go roll around out in the mud and cover yourself with a bunch of dirt. Maybe you just go outside and scream. You know, there's like ways that you can detox your emotion and energetic body that we don't normally think about because it makes us look crazy.
Yeah. Good answer, Mary. But I'm going to address Suzanne. You thought your clicking might be medical, no problem swallowing. Well, go check it out, Suzanne, because I'm getting that it might be medical. So it's going to be peace of mind just to go to a doctor, and hopefully he'll say it's nothing. That's what we hope for. But anyway, all right, it's time for us to go. Thanks, Mary, for being here. Thanks, moderators, for making this a safe place. And thanks, everyone, for being here. And when's your next show again, Mary?
My next show will be on Sunday.
Okay. And mine will be Saturday. It'll be all about aliens. And we will see you then. All right, everybody. We'll see you later. All right. Bye-bye.